So while the gang are reunited, good for them, and decide to return back to their original destination where they should have been headed out to in the first place, we now cut to Mary, who's still trying to find Jean for God knows how long it's been, and so she decided to go check out and see if he's inside the Instagram app before she later realizes that he's still nowhere to be found.
Where is my Jean?
Sadly, I'm not sure where he could be at, despite still roaming somewhere in the wallpaper. And even if I did, you probably couldn't hear me anyways, since that would be breaking the fourth wall here. Sorry. So she decided to walk inside one of Alex's family vacation photos from his trip to Paris, which surprises me that his parents would have that much money for them to go to any country in the world, such as France, to spend time with each other like it's a normal thing every summer, I assume. And if that's the case, then why would he be considered as a loser at his high school if he has such an upper middle class lifestyle anyways? Well, at least it explains why he has so many apps, including a foreign type like WeChat, since he might have got from his trip to China, perhaps. Lucky him. Anyways, without any further distractions, I wonder how Mary is handling all of this.
Oh, Mary, you've really done it this time.
Not so very well, apparently. And no, Mary, it was actually both you and Mel that are to be blamed for Jean's disappearance, even though Mel is the worst one by far, but still.
No, you haven't.
Mel, what are you doing in Alex's Trip to France album?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing as well. Gee, what a weird coincidence, am I right? Co-writers of this film.
I was looking for you. None of this is your fault, Mary. It's mine.
What do you mean?
Why, yes. What do you mean by that? Worst emoji father of the year?
Is that a tear on your cheek?
Well. It appears to me that the only reason why he's been so hard on him for possibly many years was because he too has the same condition as his own son, and obviously wanted to hide his condition from everyone else out of embarrassment, as he might have taught himself to accept the traditional lifestyles of emoji society by denying his true identity. No. That's not selfish and hypocritical at all. Also, I think it all makes sense now when Tony said that he wanted to use his past experiences of being a closet gay person and insert those experiences into his screenplay in place of Gene and Mel, just to make some kind of a father/son conflict element in order to not only move the plot along, but to also create some useless drama for this film, despite not having too much development between them both or any other emotions besides only being mad as a character trait. Way to go, writers, for come up with such a revealing twist not once or twice, but 3 times now so far. I wonder if there are any more twists after this one.
My fault Gene is the way he is. I have other expressions too. I think they've just been buried away. But with Gene going missing and thinking I might have lost you too...
Oh, Mel, why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know myself.
Right now, I'm so overwhelmed with passionate feelings for you.
Sure you do. Really?
Mary, my love for you burns with the intensity of a red-hot flame.
Oh, I like that, Mel.
Oh, God.
Let's go find our son.
Together.
We'll always have Paris, Mary.
So you're a princess. I saw your little tiara. Very fancy. Is it true when a princess whistles, birds fly down from
That's what I said!
No, guys, that's a stupid myth. What software version are we living in? Go read an ebook. Educate yourself.
Well, I'm sorry. The writers thought that bringing up that stereotype question the second time would be funny to their audience by annoying the crap out of you just to get a reaction. Sorry to break the news to you. Unfortunately, that mega antivirus turned virus bot manifested itself out of nowhere, and it came with a little message from Smiler.
Get out of here before it...
Hi, Dean. Remember me? Smiler. I'm coming to you live from the amphitheater. Why don't you come back to Textopolis and we can talk through our differences, okay? My friend here will escort you, all right? I'm gonna see you soon, buddy. Bye now. We're actually gonna delete him in front of everyone.
Psst, it's still on!
It's still what? Oh, Jiminy Sassafras!
You know, I think by this point, I just lost the ability to make any more sarcastic laughs to every pun I could catch up with, because I just already given up on this film long ago. And by the way, even though I would also admit that this would have been kind of cool to see a dark, powerful virus transformer chasing and attacking these three losers Dr. Octopus style, unless this film was done more properly and more intelligently, hypothetically speaking. But since this review has gone far long enough than it should be, and having very little patience lately, I'm just gonna fast forward this scene a bit so that we can get moving much faster and not waste any more time.
Don't worry, it can't get in. It's illegal malware and this app is secure.
Oops. Oh well, I guess Smiler can learn for next time to not inject one of her antivirus bots with illegal malware and turn it into a much deadlier virus to the point where the Dropbox app doesn't recognize it, as she hasn't thought this through, obviously, due to her insanity. Nice choice. Now that we're finally here, so now what?
Dropbox, you are about to leave the phone. Remain seated, please. Permanece sentados, por favor.
Esa película todavía no es interesante, ni tampoco es divertida.
You might want to hang on.
Why do they call this Dropbox anyway? Oh, this is why! I see that now!
Why, yes, we can definitely see why it's called a Dropbox. More puns, apparently. Now that we're finally here, so now what?
I think we're about to see that candy corn again!
Oh, sure, why not? Let's not forget to reuse that old gag from before because it was so funny the first time around. Alright, is there anything else that this scene is going to throw at me?
We made it!
Guys, chill.
Jailbreak? I don't know why you would all of a sudden just tell them to chill when they were just having a good time, including yourself. Also, you're one to talk since you haven't been all that chill yourself throughout this whole film whenever you keep on bossing them around to go through every app and not even bothering to have any conversations besides demanding orders, and especially getting annoyed whenever they question your true identity as a princess emoji, as you still haven't explained why you would pretend to be someone else that you aren't. In fact, now that I think about it, why would you encourage Gene to be himself when you, on the other hand, aren't even following your own philosophy for that matter? I mean, are we supposed to have fun or not have fun during a Dropbox roller coaster ride? Wow, the inconsistency in this screenplay is definitely off the charts.
We still have to get past that.
Oh, I see now. You were referring to your arrival at the firewall like you only mentioned one time in this film, and so that's why you had to shut them up there. I get it now. Although it still does explain why you would be doing the same thing too, since you should have been aware of what was to come anyways. Again, just saying. So now that we arrived at the firewall, I wonder if Jeans' multi-expressional disability would be put into good use in order for them to get access into the cloud storage.
Hello. Welcome to the firewall. How may I help you?
Well, that thing looks a bit more freaky looking than what Jailbreak just presented to us from before during her plan.
All right, here goes.
What do I do?
Sit in the corner and don't say a word. Keep those sausage fingers to yourself.
Yes, Your Majesty, Princess of Nightmares.
Yeah, I do agree that she could be a bit of a nightmare if you ask me. Also, Jailbreak, if you didn't want his help in the first place, then why did you even bother to rescue him after agreeing with Jean? Like, seriously, have some priorities here.
Now, Jean, step onto the password icon and I'll feed you the passwords.
Okay.
Okay now, so let's just see if their plan works out or not. I have a feeling that something stupid is about to happen here, isn't it?
Okay, 10, 11, 2002.
10, 11, 2002.
Access denied.
Well, that didn't work.
Okay, try a different expression.
Is it gonna blast me every time I mess up?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda? What do you mean? He just got blasted by that fire beam just seconds ago.
What do you mean, kinda?
Yeah, like what he said.
Ready?
Welcome to the firewall.
His favorite food, chimichangas.
Chimichangas?
Access denied.
Oh.
Huh. This might take a while.
Oh boy.
So let me also guess. Jean will be using all sorts of different expressions as an excuse to take advantage of the plot device of his discrimination just for more cheap laughs, as the writers decided to set up this scene early in advance so that it would be useful and clever for the film's storyline? Okay, fine, whatever. Let's just get this shit done and over with.
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga!
Major laser.
Major laser! When I do that! Skate or die!
Access denied.
I'm a fireball.
I'm laughing out my ass so hard that I can feel the pain in my sides while tears are running down my face. Or perhaps tears of sadness. Wait, actually, I don't feel any tears in my eyes for some reason. But either way, this is real comedy gold right here.
I don't get it. We've tried all the important things in Alex's life. His favorite pet, sport, his favorite grandma.
Favorite grandma? Well, that seems pretty unfair to any of his other grandmothers that Alex might have had, or unless he only has one grandma in his life, such as myself. If so, then I don't think that type of password would be necessary anyways.
I'm sorry, Jean. I let us all down.
It definitely sure looks like it. Sucks to be you.
You know, if I had to come up with a password, I'd probably use the name of a girl I liked.
I've been all over the phone. He's never mentioned a girl.
Bummer. Oh well, better luck next time.
Yes, he has. Hi. When I was in the trash, I read a very interesting email, but I'm just a dunce. In the corner, forbidden to speak.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. He saw that deleted email back when he was in the trash that mentioned his crush's name, till he skipped most of it out of carelessness. But since Jailbreak was being a bit of a bitch a while ago, I don't think he even cares to help you guys out now. Way to go, Jailbreak.
What email?
Sorry, what?
What email?
To a girl at school. He was declaring his feelings of love for her. I guess instead of sending it, he tossed it in the trash.
I seriously don't think they get the hint that he just doesn't give a shit what they want from him since he felt unimportant and left out, to which he definitely deserves. So obviously he's just gonna be stubborn for the most part due to his own ego, and plus you guys probably should reconsider that maybe your relationship with this guy has been pretty pointless by now, and so you should have just left him behind back in the trash without going back for him in the first place, as there hasn't been any valid reasons to why he's even considered to be a friend. Like, just please, ask me why you two even care so much about him when it's very clear to us, the audience, that none of you have shown any signs of care for him before or after rescuing his fat ass.
High five. This is very important. What is her name?
Her name, yes. Excellent question. It was Tina, Karen, Marge, Lindsay, Alison, Sarah, or Lupita. I want to say Lupita, but that doesn't feel right now I'm saying it out loud.
Well, that also pretty much failed. But yeah, at least he tried his best since we all forget the smallest little details sometimes. It happens. Also, I would have called out on these two for being so judgmental towards him for not recalling that girl's name, since it's perfectly natural for all human beings. Oh wait, I almost forgot their emojis. Never mind then. But because he's such an annoying pain in our asses, as well as not even bothering to memorize her name when he was in the trash, as he didn't seem to care about that detail besides checking out an emoji image of himself, he doesn't deserve any pity whatsoever, and that shouldn't be all that surprising that he barely has a brain inside his finger body to make him have any intelligence or common sense. I'm sorry, I have to ask again. Why do we need him in our lives for anything?
Jennifer.
Gotta find that
Philippa,
email.
Sue,
I think I can access
Deborah,
the trash.
Annabelle.
I got it. Addie!
Yes, that's it. Addie. I knew I'd get there.
See, what did I tell you? He was totally worthless all this time.
Dear Addie, you and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star I see, a vision of ecstasy. Shine bright like a diamond.
Oh my god. Are you serious with this suggestive romance bullshit right now? They still didn't have any interpersonal connection or character growth for them to justify their feelings for each other. Also, I don't think using the word ecstasy would be the appropriate way to express your love for someone, since you're not old enough to say so, and plus, saying something like that would make your parents or others to think that you're some kind of a drug addict or something. Just thought I should point that out there.
And he used a high five, see?
I guess now we know why he trashed it.
Ooh, shade.
Guys, should we try this?
First of all, how do you know if he deleted it because of high five? Although I wish that were the case so that it would justify his purpose to remain in the trash without any second chance. I mean, perhaps he was just embarrassed to ask her out and thought that his email was stupid for her to read. And second of all, for a moment there, it almost looked like Gene was starting to get annoyed since he thought these two were about to go into a sarcastic drama fight with each other there. But at least that wasn't the case. Almost. Anyways, let's just give this another chance. This better work.
Addie!
Access granted. Granted.
Oh, finally.
Oh, snap.
Ha! As they finally get access to the cloud storage after numerous failed attempts, they will soon discover what lies beyond that firewall and to see what wonders there are inside this place.
This place is amazing.
cloud. I can't believe it.
Whoa. One little emoji could sure get lost in a place like this.
Well, to be fair, this part of the location within the app does actually look pretty massive and visually decent there. So, I guess I can give this film another credit though, despite everything else so far.
I guess we should make you a meh before that bot comes back, huh?
Oh, so we're gonna do that now.
We had a deal, right?
Yeah, okay. Right.
I guess I'll start hacking.
Okay. I don't understand why you decided to change your mind on your personal goal if you wanted to come all the way to this place so badly just to get your life around. Also, Jailbreak, why are you acting just as mildly disappointed as him when you two had to deal with these guys to make their accomplishments come true? This better not be because of forced love that's playing a role here, isn't it? So when Jailbreak gets inside the control station, I assume, and prepared it to reprogram Gene's personality traits, Gene is suddenly starting to develop some conflicting emotions about his recent past relationship with her, despite having very little of it, and might want to change his mind on this whole ordeal.
We did it, Gene. All our dreams are coming true. I'll be an Alex favorite again, and you'll be a real meh. Oh, yeah. Do the hand dance. Do the hand dance. And pinky. Pop it with the pinky. Pop it with the pinky.
Yeah, but this all seems kind of super fast now, though, doesn't it? High five, I just didn't expect to be having these feelings right now.
Well, maybe you should go and express them while you still can.
I agree. This whole situation does seem to be all happening way too fast. And yes, you shouldn't be having these feelings about her right away, since that's not what this mission is all about. So, do yourself a favor, get your head in the game, and stick to your own priorities like you were supposed to do from the beginning. And also, high five, please don't try to pretend that you actually have any concerns for his feelings and then encourage him to do what his heart tells him, as that type of cop-out cliche wouldn't work in this film's case, nor would it make you look like a better individual, since you've basically had failed to do so the whole time when you were on this journey. So therefore, would you kindly shut the fuck up? Thank you.
So, ever since we... Jailbreak, you're the coolest, most interesting emoji I've ever met.
Coolest. Yeah, right.
And after all the adventures that we had, I'm just not sure I want all that to go away, because my feelings right now are, like, huge.
Sure they are.
I just think that they could be enough for me to want to stay the way I am. If it means I could stay here with you, like forever. Forever and ever, and ever. Maybe longer than that, even. Like in the fairy tales.
Forever? So you're telling me that you would rather live with her trapped in that cloud storage for eternity without having to miss your parents who were trying to look for you to make sure you're safe? Well, actually, I think that would sum things up a bit now that I think about it. Also, I don't think this journey isn't anything like a fairy tale based on your own point of view.
Like, what is that? Is that good,
Gene, if this is about you deciding not to be meh, then I am all about that. I like you just the way you are. But I had a plan.
See? What did I tell ya?
I'm not just some princess, Gene. Waiting for my prince.
Like, seriously? You only rejected him simply because you didn't want to be labeled with the stereotype of being a damsel in distress just because you're a girl and he's a guy wanting to fall in love with you? Not only that, but even when he mentioned that his love for you is like in the fairy tales, you probably took that term as a bad stigma, and so you got triggered by what he said there? Wow. I mean, just how pathetic and insecure do you have to be to play the victim when all you wanted to do is just act like you're this strong, independent woman who hates all men for being perverts or assholes when that's not always the case, since this would be considered as sexism in your case, and you can't just for once to push your prejudice aside and see that Gene is just a good guy who's only struggling to fit in with his own kind as he's been rejected plenty of times while you were just sick and tired of taking the role of a princess emoji and wanted to do things your way when you could probably make your own decisions as a role maker to have your own freedom since you were in charge? Again, just wow.
I mean, what you said was beautiful, but... Gene...
Nice.
Whoa! You're all meh! The source code worked!
Turns out I didn't need it. For the first time in my life, meh is all I feel.
Well, look on the bright side. He finally got what he wished for, and now he can just go back home and prove to everyone that he's capable of being just another soulless product like the rest of the others. Oh, wait a sec. I almost forgot that he's wanted as a fugitive.
No! Gene!
And that was also quick. By the way, I wonder if Alex hadn't already got to his local phone repair store by this point and...
Hi, I have an appointment. I'm a little early.
No problem. I can take you right now.
I spoken too soon. So now that Jailbreak had accomplished what she's been seeking for all this time, and without any revelation of why she abandoned her identity as a princess in the first place, despite being stereotyped, since that's not a good argument, I wonder if she has also thought about what she has said to Jean, and if she has any remorse about it.
Jailbreak!
Don't do that!
To be honest with you right now, I think you kind of deserve that since you've been nothing but an arrogant, impatient liar whose sole purpose in life is to reject romance and to be prideful in your feministic roots. Also, maybe perhaps High Five here was just trying to warn you about something before you jump to conclusions. Even though he might have overly panicked a bit there despite having a good reason for it. But still.
That freaking huge bot has got Gene back inside the phone.
What?
He left looking more meh than the mehest meh face I've ever seen. What did you say to him?
It's what I didn't say.
Really? Are you really sure that wasn't the case from before?
We've got to go get him.
How are we going to get in there in time before he gets deleted?
Oh, can't believe I'm doing this.
Do what?
You tell anyone you saw this and I'll crack more than those knuckles.
Well, jeez. I have no idea what you're trying to say here. Like, tell us what exactly?
Whoa.
High Five? Not to break the mood or anything here, but have you already saw her as the princess emoji when she accidentally refilled herself briefly back at the Just Dance app before you bowed down to her? So, I don't understand why you would be so surprised to see her in her true identity. Again, continuity doesn't apply here, obviously. Not surprised. Well, that failed. Okay. Every time she keeps looking at me like that, she almost looks uncannily cute in that scene. I really don't know how to feel about this right now. No way. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Birds do love princesses. It's not a myth. It's not a myth at all.
Unbelievable.
What happened to becoming a favorite?
A favorite? You nor Gene had ever asked him who's his favorite friend was throughout this whole ordeal, and now you just decided to ask him that question when it wasn't even self-warranted? Why ask him then if he was Gene's favorite instead of just ignoring the crap out of him for being such a pain and not giving a shit for his well-being anyways? In fact, why do you even care about him all of a sudden when all you had ever expressed throughout this film towards him was nothing more than pure arrogance? Are you seriously this brain dead?
Guess I'd rather have one real friend.
Oh, shut up! Now that Jailbreak suddenly changed their mind, so what else are they gonna throw at us this time?
I can't wait to see the look on Gene's face!
I hate you. Meanwhile, Gene finally returned to Texopolis to redeem himself, not knowing what is about to come.
Is that for realizing you've put all of Textopolis at risk? Causing Alex to question her reliability?
Well, actually, one, he didn't exactly came back for what he did the other day. Well, kinda, but he was gonna get himself reprogrammed, but then he somehow naturally resorted to his mad roots after he got dumped by a SJW rejected Disney princess ripoff, and that he was kidnapped by that virus bot that you sent out to get him, since that doesn't count as him returning by choice. And two, I'll admit that you made a point that Alex is concerned about his phone acting up, as everyone at Texopolis are about to go extinct pretty soon. Oh well.
Hey, that's going too far, even for me.
How ironic.
If we can delete this malfunction before his appointment, they'll discover there's nothing wrong with the phone. Any last words?
Meh.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up everything about this film.
Well, it's too late for that. Delete him!
That was unnecessary creepy.
If you delete Gene, you'll have to delete me too.
Oh hey, Gene's parents are here to save the day.
What?
I have the same malfunction Gene does.
Oh boy, you shouldn't have done that. Now she'll be able to target on you now and get terminated from existence. Way to go for blowing your cover like that.
Dad?
Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. Yes, I do. But...
Why am I not surprised?
Sorry, Mrs. May.
No. Just no. You two idiots are not sorry for anything besides being a couple of brainwashed sellouts who would do their jobs no matter how illegal or immoral this situation is, as none of you had any common sense apparently. In fact, despite Gene's imperfection as the source of the problem, you two had also packed unprofessionally to the point where you both accidentally screwed things up in the operation control room without realizing what the hell you guys were even doing in the first place.
Oh, I did not see that one coming.
Oh, really? You didn't see that one coming?
Smiler, I think you might be making too much stink out of all this.
Oh, really? How about you're next?
Oops.
I was wrong, Gene. I should have believed in you all along.
It's a little too late for that now.
Aw, what a touching daddy-son reunion moment. It reminds me of the time I deleted you both. Oh, wait, that's this time. Delete the two malfunctions.
I've said this a few times before. And I'll say it again. Jeez, lady! Oh, wow. So I guess those two weren't strong enough to restrain her from escaping. Probably because their hands and arms are so tiny that they could easily break off more than a chewed up pencil would. Like, seriously, how did they get hired by Smiler to be both in charge of controlling the operation room and being security guards in the first place? I'm probably gonna guess that she was just too lazy to review the backgrounds before they end up getting jobs, perhaps. Anyways, getting back to the drama.
No.
How's that for an entry?
Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen. Or emoji ladies and emoji gentlemen. No. Whatever.
Oh, great.
Tell me about it. So now that both Jailbreak and High Five just arrived in time to save Gene and his parents, High Five is still being useful trying to be a hero, while Jailbreak is attempting to turn off that fire spot from behind till she fails miserably as she doesn't seem to be all that strong enough in order to kick his corrupted digital ass apparently. Huh, so much for feminist power there, am I right? So are they gonna die or what?
Oh no! What did you do to my beautiful ball? Oh, my dude!
You know, I probably would be laughing at that little moment there when she ironically got smashed by one of her own creations before complaining about her own teeth without any regards to her whole body getting severely injured to pass off for comedy. If it wasn't for all the unlikabilities of our main characters, along with the endless amounts of humorless puns and contradictory priorities of their goals that ruin any opportunity for me to at least find something funny, then I would have appreciated that bit right there, or to even care more about whatever goes on in this film. Also, who would have known that High Five turned out to be quite useful after all? Hooray!
Hand button.
Jailbreak?
Oh, Gene. You really are a meh.
What happened to looking out for number one?
Being number one doesn't matter if there aren't any other numbers.
Are you serious right now? You just took his previous words from before and decided to turn things around when you initially took offense of what he said to you despite taking it out of context? So I'm guessing that you just figured out what his statement was supposed to suggest despite not clearing things out with each other then? I think this film is starting to fuck with my head now, and it shouldn't be no surprise at all.
Alex's appointment! He's deleting the phone!
Oops, too late now.
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
Show me Alex.
Are you sure you want to delete everything? Do it.
Well, geez, dude, you don't have to be so melodramatic about it with that employee there. I get that you're fed up with your phone and all, but she's only doing her job. And by the way, did you even bother to ask her what the cause of your phone's problem could have been first before you decided to make any irrational decisions to completely delete everything off your phone permanently, including your personal info, school assignments, important notes, family photo albums, and such? If not, then it really sucks to be you if you end up screwing yourself over without thinking this through beforehand.
Red alert! Red alert!
Making Patrick Stewart to do a parody reference to Star Trek. Wow.
Alex, no!
Alex, yes! After Alex decided to delete literally everything off his phone for good, we get to witness all the devastation right before our eyes, while every emojis, viruses, and dozens of apps that we won't be missing anytime soon. Well, except for these ones here. They're good. But either way, everything else is pretty much screwed. So, what is Alex gonna do next?
Dude, Addie's here. You should go over.
Every time I try, I screw it up. I don't know how to tell her how I feel.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure that you can figure this one out since you've been so charming and fully flashed out lately that I bet she'll be falling for you in no time just by sending her a single emoji without even bothering to use any words, or expect you to just simply walk up to her in person and verbally tell her about your true feelings for that matter. Oh no, we don't need that old-fashioned way of communication since our humanity's social skills are already falling apart for like more than a decade now to the point of no return, thanks to Apple along with other major electronic corporations, as we might be heading to a 1984 styled future one of these days. Hypothetically speaking. And so, who really needs those basic skills anyways? I mean, take it from me. I wasn't able to talk in full sentences, but a few words till I reached the age of 5 due to my autism back then, and so my only way to communicate was either write or draw to get my points across as a toddler, as those skills will end up becoming my natural strengths now that I can write my thoughts down with either social media or college essays, and for art to become my whole world. But still, I guess the point here is that thanks to my initial lack of verbal skills during my first 5 years of my life, I'm now successful with these personal skills of mine, since not being able to speak was apparently a godsend for me, and not because there was some kind of a miracle that caused me to speak for the first time, like as if it was just meant to be. Oh no, that can't be the case at all. So yeah, just stick to your gut and don't even bother to use your brain since there's no need for it, and most of all, who needs to go out on dates or even bang her someday after you graduate from high school, since nobody cares about real world pleasures anymore? Am I right? Loser!
If we help Alex connect to Addie, maybe he won't delete us.
I might be able to bypass the wife and get a text through to him, but we'll only have time to send one.
So you're telling me that speaking out 3 words such as I love you just isn't possible? At least just try.
Maybe I should go. He has love in his eyes.
Yeah, like what she said.
Send me. Alex looks nervous, too.
He's more shy than nervous.
That pretty much sums up that kid's personality quite well.
Stop! It's Gene. He's all of those things.
Oh, so there really was a real purpose for him to have that personality trait after all. Yeah, that still doesn't make up for all the suffering and stupidity that this film had made us endure this whole time. Not buying it.
An emoji should only be one thing.
Oh, really?
The princess.
Linda?
Not now, Mom!
Oh my God. You actually have parents of your own this whole time without even bothering to bring up about your background for the sake of having any character development between you and Gene? And that you also ran away from your parents the same way that Gene did, just so that you two would have something in common, regardless of making your mom and dad sick and worried about your well-being, like it absolutely means nothing to you? And that your real name is actually Linda? You know what? I'm just so done with all this fucking absurd bullshit. Let's just move on with our final plan before I end up getting a migraine at any point.
Gene, you got this.
That's not me anymore. but I have to try.
Wow. I never knew that there would be such an unoriginal cliche scene here. Like it hasn't been done before in any other past films when the main protagonist gets some words of encouragement before looking around his or her surroundings to see a bunch of people's expressions of concerns or hopefulness in a show it, don't tell it moment before changing his or her mind without any logical reasoning behind it whatsoever. This film amazes me.
It's starting! No, it's ending!
Actually, to put it this way, it's the beginning of the end. Not a very original line there, but whatever, it still counts. With that bit of encouragement from Miss Pierce for Jean to save the day, the deletion apocalypse starts to draw near Texopolis, and ever so closely, as every single emoji citizens are all being wiped out in this massive digital massacre without any other options for their survival, since no one was prepared for this impending disaster, despite Smiler not being more responsible as she was supposed to be as their little dictator to let everyone know in advance, but none of that matters now in this case. Also, Linda and High Five are working together to help out Jean get prepared to revert back to his old self again in order to save their reality.
Mom? Dad? No.
Oh well, at least they ended up having a change of heart before they disappeared forever into oblivion. As for me, I now feel satisfied that this happened to them.
I'm in!
Last time I was in this cube, I screwed everything up.
Jean, why do you think I came back? It's because of you.
Me?
It's all inside of you, Jean. Just try to bring it back. And do you.
Okay, I guess we could give him another shot at it and hope that he can make a difference for everyone's lives involved here. So let's do this then.
High five!
I don't want to wave goodbye.
You know what? Bad emoji pun aside, I'm actually feeling much better now that we get to witness High Five Geen disintegrate right before our eyes. It's just such a wonderful treat to behold after the fact that it was unfortunate for him to get rescued out of the dumps where he should have died at in the first place. And so, I think we can finally have our closure for once.
It's now or never, Jean.
Alrighty then. Let's just find out if Jean here gets to save the day or let everyone go extinct. And go! Oh boy, was that a fun memory there or what? Okay, I'll admit that moment wasn't all that bad participating at the Just Dance app. Despite doing the emoji pop on the other hand. Oh yeah, that time when he rescued High Five from becoming a bunch of internet trolls' bitch before getting deleted in the trash altogether. What a heroic thing to do. Really? You mean having the first walk into the firewall was considered one of your best experiences? I thought it would have been when you got inside a cloud storage for the first time. Especially the fact that you've been repeatedly roasted by those fire blasts and having to go through that torture on the other hand. But I guess I was wrong though. And I also would have admitted that this could have been a special moment between them if it wasn't for the screenplay's flaws on understanding how romance and relationships realistically works. But who am I to pass judgment on these two love Twitter birds? Wait a second. What did I just say there? Oh my god! Now I'm starting to speak in puns. Fuck this movie! So, has he decided yet?
Jailbreak, now!
Okay then, so he's using multiple expressions to his advantage in order to give out a really special type of emoji expression to Alex's crush, who probably doesn't acknowledge having any romantic feelings for him, since it's been quite clear from his previous encounters with her that suggests that notion. Let's hope this was all worth it for him.
Whoa! Check out this emoji!
Oh, okay, I wasn't exactly sure what Jeet's expressions were gonna turn out to be here. But apparently, this seems to be the first time that I get to see an emoji displaying numerous expressions automatically, like a type of gift, since something like that would have to be a bit more advanced in smartphone technologies down the line in the future, perhaps, if this were to exist in the real world. So, yeah, I'll admit that was kind of new right there.
No way.
Really? An emoji just made you like that dude all of a sudden? Like, really?
Hey, I got your text. That's one super cool emoji.
I know, right?
A lot of feelings in one. I get it. I like that you're one of those guys who can actually express his feelings.
Yeah, that's me.
Honestly, by this point so far, I really just don't have any words to describe how unrealistic and brain dead any of these characters are. Especially for these two high school students who we even barely got to learn more about their personal lives outside of his phone for the most part. And now we should be forced to just suddenly care for them just as much as the other two emojis without questioning. This movie seriously needs to just fucking blow. Anyways, how is Linda and Jean doing? Well, that was unfortunate for her to go. I would have really wanted to know more about her personal life and how she came to be in the first place. But I guess it's just best that maybe we don't need to know, since the writers probably didn't put too much thought into our character background anyways. I mean, why even bother? So either way, goodbye your royal lowness of PC culture wastelands and emo wannabes.
So, do you think you
Yes,
want to...
I'd love to go to the dance with you.
Well, isn't that sweet of them to finally get together despite having literally nothing in common or had any interpersonal connections between them? But still, what a lovely and retarded couple they are. I have a feeling that they might probably break up after spending their time at their school's fall dance off screen once this film is over.
Hey, excuse me.
Wait a sec. So is his phone finally gonna delete itself for good? And then get to restart it with much better but lesser apps this time? As well as no longer downloading any illegal software that expects you to have some new reincarnated emojis that would be much more nicer and equal to each other now? Oh, a Apparently, it seems to me that Gene had already restored Textopolis to its old former glory, along with the rest of the other emojis and all those unnecessary apps that Axe gets to keep from now on, without having to learn a goddamn thing in the end. Fan-fucking-tastic!
We made it! Oh, I could have lost you, Peter Pinky. Oh, you, Reggie Ringfinger. Even you, Tiberius Thumb.
And he's also back into existence once again. Yippee! Now that Gene had saved everyone's lives from uncertain doom, sadly in this case, Alex and his newly found girlfriend Addie both decided to go out on a date for the first time in their sad little lives.
Change your mind?
Yeah, maybe it's weird, but I'm gonna hold on to it.
Big mistake you did there, kid. Big mistake.
Gene, you did it! You saved us all!
Why, yes he did, idiot. Yes, he fucking did. Now I know I'm supposed to feel emotional about this, but since not only this film had made his dad into a bit of a cynical jerk, as well as being a hypocrite, but we haven't been given that much of a connection between him and his son besides the first half, while he would spend more time with his wife throughout this whole ordeal. And even so, he nor his wife had shown any genuine emotions at all, and no, him being a malfunction doesn't cut it, since he could barely show any of those emotions beyond his usual med face, as it comes off as being more forced than anything else, therefore not feeling convinced that much.
Oh, Mal.
Oh, God. Oh my God.
Gene! They love us! And high five! 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 They love both of us!
You know, I would honestly have attacked high five with another insult one last time. Just a moment there when he not only tried to make it all about himself while everyone were cheering for Gene, but to also keep on repeating the same obnoxious phrase as he kept on saying and high five over and over again, to the point where I would just want to tell him to shut the fuck up. But after everything we've been through to get to this point of pointlessness and non-stop cynicism when having to deal with these three nobodies as they only seek out for their own individual goals despite having to get involved with each other voluntarily, as well as how incomprehensible it must have been like to just be a slave to only one emotion over the others in a society where nonsense persists on a daily basis, and without social order despite following the orders of their soul given at birth purposes without any other options in life, and to be prejudiced over someone who has multiple emotions like it's a bad thing, as I try to understand how that type of racism can be compared to any other allegory, regardless of the director's original intentions based on his personal identity, as it still doesn't seem to make any sense no matter how much I tried to understand it. Not only that, but the leader of their city doesn't seem to be mentally fit to be in charge of anything, despite the fact that she's considered to be the first original Emoji, therefore being their sole founder, despite the fact that in reality she isn't, due to the fact that the smiley face emoji wasn't included in either the first mobile phone with 90 emojis invented by SoftBank Group, aka J-Phone, in Japan back in 1997, or the first commercial usage of emojis invented by Shikitaka Korikta in 1999, as this only proves that she's a liar, and nobody seemed to have thought about the possibility of re-signing her to have someone else who's more intelligent and responsible, as their citizens would have been in danger in the first place, since this could have been avoidable. I mean, my god, I wasn't sure how bad this was gonna be when I saw this for the first time, and more importantly, how could 3 co-writers had fucked this up so badly for only under 2 years of production when making this film under pressure, as you would think that at least someone must have had to review over this screenplay before it could be officially approved, just to be sure if there wasn't any technical issues without any of the plot elements, characters, tones, the emotional flows, dialogues, and especially their jokes before completing this film afterwards. This is just beyond anything I could have imagined if only the consistencies and structures of this film wasn't rushed or budgeted up this severely, and so it definitely stays true to its reputation as being one of the worst animated films of all times. Why wouldn't they just die by now when Alex was so close to accomplishing something logically meaningful when he had the chance?